Hello, everyone. Welcome to Heroes of Humblewood. This is a Patreon Humblewood campaign. Everyone that you see here on the screen here is a Patreon. Thank you so much for your support. Everything that we do at this channel is possible because of you. If you're interested in more information about what you can get for being a Patreon, you can use !Patreon in chat. We also have a YouTube. All the previous episodes of Heroes of Humblewood and all of our other campaigns are available over there at youtube.com/DellaLunaTV. If you would like to interact with this game, there's a couple of ways that you can do so. You can redeem channel points for free to grant a blessing or an advantage die to the player of your choice. Or if you'd like to add an element of fate to the narrative, every $10 guarantees a draw from the deck of many things to the player of your choice. We are going to go ahead and jump into it and reintroduce everyone at the table. Please tell me who you are, where we can find you, and a little bit about your character. And we'll start with Vivi! Hi!
Hi, I'm Vivi or Vivacia. You can find me on Blue Sky as Vivacia and pretty much everywhere. And I am playing Relo Heather Toes, the pitching cleric of the community domain.
Excellent. Thank you very much. We'll head on over to B Street.
Hey guys, I'm Matthew or B Street Holmes, and you can find me primarily on Stella's Discord because I don't do a lot of social things. And there's my Twitter because I do occasionally still post stuff on there. And I am playing Ratchet Bluefeather.
Thank you very much. We'll pop on over to Vertigo.
I'm Vertigo or V. During nicer times, I'm a variety game streamer. During this campaign, however, I am a Vulpin bard, colloquially known as Jack Hart, privately known as Talia Hart.
Thank you very much.
Who just had a big reveal and looks a little different from the art with silvery blue fur.
Yeah, we had a huge episode with Jack last time that we played. Very, very different vibes, both physically and emotionally. And we'll get more into that in just a little bit. And then we have Zombie Fighter 89.
Hello, I am Jacob. I'm Zombie. I am Z. Whose name is to call me. Today I am playing Leon Breeze, professional wrestler extraordinaire. Yeah. And if you are feeling so inclined, you can find me on Blue Sky at Zombie Fighter 89. I also am going to post this in here because I remembered this time. I am an editor for the Pocket Dragon Pub, so you can find their Twitch and their YouTube there. Please go give them all the love if possible. I have a little thing real quick I want to read here at the beginning and the end. At the Pocket Dragon Pub, they are having a Diversity Awareness Month games with Nerds on Wheels on May 18th, Darkness Ascent with Graphical Ronin on May 20th, The Secret Ways of Love and Magic is hitting their mid-season peak, and the full album of Fabric of the Universe, oops, I muted myself, which I edited, and the full album for Fabric of the Universe, which I edited, by the way, is going to be available up to YouTube next week. And we have a ton of Pride Month games happening in June. And make sure to follow Pocket Dragon Pub on all the social media platforms.
Hell yeah. Let's go. As a reminder of what happened last time on Heroes of Humblewood, we had a huge episode with Jack and Ratchet as the two of you went to go investigate something very personal to Jack and essentially met up with Jack's parents. There was a lot of lore revealed about the dynamic of the parents between them and Jack, and Ratchet had a front row seat to the entire thing. The TLDR was that they seemed to be enveloped in some kind of relationship with these strange cultists, the ones that have been parading around as if they are part of the City Watch, dressed in the garb of guards. And you were able to essentially make your way away from these guards and this forced escort that they were trying to impose upon you. But connecting back with the group, you found one of the guards was still following you. And with a bit of a group effort, we managed to grab them and ask them a few questions. And it was very clear that this guard, who named himself Arthur, had zero intention of hurting Ratchet. And basically begged Ratchet to come with him, wanted him to come see something. And the party has begun talks about whether they want to do this or not. So we're going to open up late that night before everyone goes to bed. And I'm going to go ahead and put that on the map here. So we open up in Eliza's Emporium, and it is here that she is handing each and every one of you a cup of tea. Relo, you have managed to gather all of your things and reconnect with the group, and Eliza walks right up to you and puts a cup of tea in your hands. This is a kind of like berry nut herbal blend, so it has no caffeine in it. It's a pleasant kind of a pleasant blend mix. Very earthy, a little bit of a citrus note to it, and it has a pleasant smell as she hands it over to you. And in case you forgot what Eliza Pennygleam looks like.
Oh,
I just loaded the art.
Stella's favorite art in the whole book.
My favorite thing to do, pull up Eliza's art.
It's
Ooh,
really
look
one
at
of the
Eli- you wanna
main
look at
driving
Eliza too,
forces
Timmy?
behind this entire
Is
camp.
there such a thing as too big?
Eliza essentially comes up to you and she says, I hope you found everything all right. Appreciate you helping us with this strange situation. I hope that Ratchet's loved ones are okay. And she looks over ruefully at you, Ratchet.
Sniff her tea like,
Hey,
oh, nice one. This smells so good.
Is there anything that I can get you? If you need a place to stay, you can stay here. I know that we got word from Alistair that the mercenaries that he wanted to come with us will be here in the morning. So this is a good rally point.
I agree.
Remember, I got all my stuff. I mean, I got everything I need right now. What's the plan? What's the plan?
They actually seemed willing to welcome me and anyone I brought with me in. So hopefully we'll take advantage of their hospitality and not have to do too much fighting.
So
We need to
we
find
know how to
out.
get in. Did they tell you you're allowed to leave too?
Well, that depends very much on which half of this cult is in charge. And it sounds like there's a lot of infighting. But we can figure out from either group, I'd hope, where they would be holding Zani. And that means grabbing her and fighting our way out. I am more than happy to do so.
Relo is gonna stir her tea, and then she's gonna, in one of the trillion pouches that she carries, she's gonna pull out, and she got like 2 muffins because she's the community domain, and every time she has 8 hours, she can make some special food for her friends, and the special food does give extra HP, like 2d4 plus 4, and it will also remove the frightened or poison condition, and it's good for 8 hours. So she has 2. I guess that's her wisdom bonus, and she will look at everybody, and she will just give one to Ratchet and one to Jack, and she was looking and says, I think they might need it. This will help. You got Oh, and it's
Jack
like
just gestures a palm out, pads up towards
so,
Leon
and they're still
Breeze.
warm. They're still warm. She made them overnight, and they smell like apple and walnuts and cinnamon. Because I don't think they have bananas in this where we are. So that's not what it's going to be. It's going to be, yeah, apple walnut muffins that you guys can now use for the next 8 hours to regain 2d4 plus 4 and remove either the frightened or poison condition. And you choose at that point. It's called Magnificent Feast. For my new friends.
The one most likely to bloom crimson is our wolf companion over here.
Well, just hold on to them and use them as needed. I just had a feeling you two might need them more, but I don't know y'all yet, so.
And while we all are here, I will use my inspiring leader feat. Basically, Jack is just going to yap for about 10 minutes, and everyone, including Eliza, will have 9 temporary hit points for the whole day.
Okay.
Love
I know
some
Eliza's not
temporary
coming with,
points.
but there's no reason to not give them temporary hit points.
Yeah. Are these things that we want to do like at the start of the next day, basically?
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
I'll be prepping
Oh,
for.
I was gonna say because I think we are ending the night. So,
Yeah, so-
yay! Before I go to bed.
And
I mean,
rousing
it's still
speech.
I thought it was the next
before
day.
bed. Yeah.
I thought it was the next day, but that's okay. Elsa will get them in the morning.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's fine.
Is there anything anybody wants to do before we go to bed? Because we'll basically just montage into the morning.
Is the whole group just staying here? What's the plan?
I am staying here because I do not want to miss the opportunity to meet up with our mercenary companions in the morning. But I would understand if you all wanted to head back to Esmer's to have somewhere a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more space.
Where in the tree are we exactly?
You are up towards the top. So let me bring everyone back to the map here. So
Rila would definitely want to go home and sleep at home.
Okay. So you are essentially up here at number 2. So near the tippy top. That's where Eliza's Emporium is located. I imagine that it was quite dizzying for you to make your way over here.
Yeah, as long as once she's inside, it's fine. But if she's outside, and she can actually see the height, then that's when she gets discombobulated, and the higher thinking goes a little bit out of the thing. So I'm thinking that if she has a choice, she'll probably and say, yeah, no, I will probably go home, but I also have some space. I don't know. I can probably put one or two people up, but yeah, I would prefer to sleep closer.
It seems like everyone has options, Eliza says.
I think go ahead.
Meet here again in the morning.
Yes.
I love your tea. Yes, let's do that.
I think Leon will just probably invoke to stay here because he's been kind of following around with Ratchet when he goes to his sisters or whichever the case. It seems like everyone else just kind of wants to meet here. This is going to be the meeting spot in the morning anyway. Leon has just been noticeably very, very quiet ever since the big reveal from Jack. He's going through his own kind of mental debate in his head. So unless someone directly speaks to Leon, he's just gonna kind of be there in the background. He's just gonna be there, and
Just
then
very
when he notices,
yeah.
paying attention because he wants to retain information, but very much is mentally kind of going through his own thing, waiting for a moment just to be to himself. So when he notices that it seems like it's time everyone's separating, he will maybe find a spot, maybe here in the storage area or something. Since he was working back there anyway, he might know a spot where he can just, sneak in for the night. But
Yeah, it sounds like that. Well, Jack, where is Jack going to go?
Jack will be staying here.
Okay, it sounds like then Relo is going to be the only one that leaves. So Relo leaves for the evening. And Eliza takes you to the back, and there's plenty of space there, plenty of areas to be to yourself. So I imagine as everyone's kind of bedding down for the night, you essentially have a moment to yourself, Leon.
So,
If
Yeah.
you don't mind, just a really quick thing before everyone fully splits.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Jack would just inform the group of, it does not matter what you call me, but be aware that my real name, Thalia, is a dead name. The only ones who remember it are not likely to be friendly.
Hmm.
And with that, they'll just go off into their own little area.
Okay. Leon, you have a moment to yourself now.
So Leon, knowing and seeing, everyone's kind of disappeared, he is going to look around, kind of find as much private as spot as he can, and do the thing he doesn't normally do, and that's take off his mask. And he kind of just looks at it, and he's kind of thinking to himself, like, and his wrestler voice disappears, and his actual voice can be heard, and he's like, am I just putting on a facade? Am I just doing this to try and am I good enough on my own to do this? No, Jax. She's been doing this for years. I'm just starting. I need this. This needs to be me. You need to be me. Maybe one day I can reveal this and become my true self, but until then I'm not enough. I need Leon. I hope I can be as good as Jack one day. And he'll just kind of keep the mask close enough to where if he can hear anyone, he can slip it back on really quick. But he's gonna lay down and he's going to settle in for the night and just have this like mental, like, maybe this can be a goal one day I can reach, but right now I'm not ready to believe that I'm any good without Leon.
You find that as you have this moment in this corner of the Emporium to yourself, it is undisturbed. There is a sense of peace in the Emporium. It is a decent size. It's a homey place. There are many fixtures that have been brought in here. There's a great many rugs. It has a very cozy and warmth to it, kind of an atmosphere that is welcoming. So even as you're kind of by yourself in the corner over here, it's nicer than a lot of other places that you've been.
I think it's a little bit more like, as he's debating this, I think once he gets settled in, he lays on a rug or whatever the case, I think it's the more the warmth comes in, there's the more the calming that'll help him rest even though the million things are going on in his head, it'll help rest it just enough for him to be able to fall asleep and feel comfortable.
Yeah. And I imagine that it kind of gives you similar vibes to Pendle Bay, where you grew up, just having a lot of stuff around you.
Yeah,
at all times.
And that's, I think, part of the reason why Leon was probably pretty good at, like, inventory, doing all of the, like, random inventory, because he's used to helping people out in Pendlewood Bay, like, just organizing stuff, moving stuff. Oh, we need this much here, this much there. So not to say that Eliza kept it, like, probably, like, everything is everywhere, but the stuff that was probably had less care to it, like, I'll set these boxes down, I'll deal with it later, sort of stuff. All of that is now neatly organized back here from the time earlier when he was, like, organizing and stuff. So tomorrow when it's, when Eliza opens again, it'll be like, oh, this is in its proper spot, and this is where it's supposed to be, and it'll be easier to start grabbing stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Jack, did you want to attune to your mask?
Is this a good point for it, or would you rather?
Yeah, no, I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready. Hit me.
All right. while we're alone, Jack will take the mask off and turn it towards them and just hold it between both hands as they focus on it.
Roll me Arcana
No.
or Investigation.
Yes. I'm gonna roll Arcana.
Okay, 18.
18.
As you are looking at this, you feel that the mask, it's like this kind of smooth porcelain, which is so funny because you are a white fox now. It would blend in just so effortlessly with your fur. As you're holding it, it feels cold, unnaturally cold. You get the sense that with this kind of material that it's made out of, like if you hold it for long enough, eventually the heat from your paws would permeate into the surface and it would begin to warm up, but it doesn't. It remains cold to the touch. And as you stare at it, as you try to attune to it over the course of an hour, you get the sense that it kind of shifts just ever so slightly. If you weren't paying attention so intensely to it, you might have even missed it. The fact that it has this sort of ability to change shape in the most subtle of ways. I'm going to give you a link because my new thing is I like DMing secrets to people now. So you get to choose what you want to do with revealing that information. But
Ella pulls
essentially,
out their sack of secrets like this.
yeah. So essentially, it kind of clicks the way that a key slides into a lock, the way that it turns. Exactly what kind of mask this is, the longer that you hold it. So after an hour, you are just able to resonate with it and you can feel, you know it's not alive, you know it's not sentient, but it has a presence and it latches onto you. There is a connection. How does Jack feel about that?
Jack is very stoic and quiet, almost like a marble statue as they hold this porcelain mask. There isn't even a tremor in them as the time passes. But as the lights of the candles start to fade out for the night, there's just a whisper of, "I missed you, old friend."
The mask doesn't say anything back to you, but it still holds this sort of presence. It lingers. You don't feel... I mean, Eliza's in the room and Ratchet is doing whatever Ratchet does as he's getting ready for bed, but almost feels like there's something else here. Anything else you want to do before bed?
No, it's bedtime.
Okay. So we fast forward to morning when everyone reconvenes. And we'll have a boop. Relo's back. Relo, what kind of energy do you return in the morning? It's like just before the crack of dawn. So outside is this like ugly smear of like purple gray sky. It's beginning to just start to turn a little orange. You know that within the next 30 minutes, the sky is going to begin to brighten up. Everyone's kind of groggy and shuffling around. And you can see that the lights are on inside of the Emporium. Eliza's door is unlocked. So you can come in anytime you want. What do we see as Relo returns? What kind of energy do you bring?
So the door just like slams open, and there comes the completely poofy, almost over caffeinated, Relo. Think the white rabbit from Alice in Wonderland. I'm late. Did I make it in time? I didn't sleep enough, and good morning, and did I make it in time? Am I late? I'm so sorry if I'm late. Here's some muffins, and I made it. I would
Muffin.
sleep too long.
Muffins are distributed, and this is where Jack does the speech, so we get the temporary hit points.
Yeah.
And not long after that, there's a knock on the door. And you see Eliza jumps down from where she sat at the table, the counter. She hurries over and she opens the door. And as she does, there are 2 Mapok that step inside. You can see very clearly, very visibly that they are dressed in an assortment of leather and metal armor. They look armed to the teeth. They look formidable. You can see that the Mapok on the left has this like brown grayish fur and has a notch in their ear, and they have gold piercings in the other. And the one to the right at the door is a much darker kind of gray color and just completely flawless. Like, it looks as if they just had a bath, so they are very fluffy and very clean and pristine. And you can see both of them have on their chest this small emblem that says BBB, which definitely signifies that they are from Bloodbath and beyond. Right. Good morning. I think we're in the right place. You can see that they kind of take a survey around and they look at the group of you.
Did Alistair fill you in?
Yeah, we were told that we are to be escorts of some kind. We might be suspecting some sort of trouble. As long as we're not breaking any laws or getting caught, we're happy to throw down. Just let us know what you need. The boss basically said, whatever you need, we'll make sure it happens. My
The
name...
short of it is, we've got some citizens that have been captured. We're going to go talk to some people who might know where they are, and they might be responsible. So be prepared for a conversation or a fight. We're not sure which. Just know you're saving captives.
Oh, hey. If there's a bit of heroism involved, I'm down for it. My name is Bramble, and this here is Jester. So Bramble's the one with the brown fur and kind of has a grizzled look to them, and Jester's the one that looks very polished and fluffy.
Does anyone else have any preparations before we go?
Well, I get everything all set.
All right, lead the way. Who wants to lead the party?
I don't know
I
if
think-
Jack or I don't know if Leon knows where he's going.
You've been given
I
like basic
think-
instructions.
Have I? Okay.
I think Ratchet is going to lead the way, but he is going to call big, burly, strong Leon up to walk beside him.
At your service.
All right. Go ahead and roll survival at advantage.
Advantage. Oh, okay,
Hold
survival.
it.
16! Ah.
16. All right.
I was going to say that Jack would have given a bardic inspiration for this.
Ooh, okay. Do you want to use your bardic inspiration here?
Sure.
So what does
your
this
bardic inspirations are-
inspiration look like? How do you manifest it? What do you say?
I think now that Jack's cover has been lifted, at this point, they're essentially whispering offhand to Ratchet the different like routes that they might not have known before.
Mm-hmm.
It's a D6 for you.
3, so a total of 19.
19, very good. You're able to make some pretty good time. You cross over the heart of the Alderheart tree here, And I imagine that this is a bit daunting for Velo, but you're essentially passing this massive platform that acts as a sort of elevator, and you're cutting across to the other side. And it is over in the direction of where Esme lives, actually, where you find the quill and lantern. As you begin to approach, you can see that this particular hollow is narrow but tall. It is almost as if it's carved out of the tree, built directly into the living trunk of it. And there's a sign depicting a silver quill suspended above a golden lantern flame. You see in a very flourish of a sign here, it says the quill and lantern. From the outside, you can tell that this building, which is not really a standalone building, it's made out of the tree itself, is about 4 stories tall, and layers of it go significantly up from the entrance, like as if it is a tower that climbs towards the darker canopy above. Can I get perception checks from everybody? Reload, this is going to be at disadvantage as you're kind of like looking up and just realizing how far up the tree you are.
Hey, 24 gang.
Yeah, 24s.
24.
Amazing. Okay.
As we are getting closer, and I kind of realize like we're almost there. Ratchet is going to find a moment to speak quietly to Leon, where hopefully the others aren't going to overhear. Leon, I need to ask you a favor.
What is it?
The Amaranthine say that no plan is complete unless it accounts for failure.
Mm-hmm.
There's a possibility that this could become more of a mess than we're prepared for. Jack has family tied up in this some which way, and it's not good blood. And we don't really know Relo that well yet. Zani is a raptor like myself, black and white, speckled feathers, and I didn't find her glasses at her home. Bright canary yellow frames, you can't miss them. If things get bad, I need you to promise me that you will get her out. I'm going to stay and buy as much time as I can.
Mm-hmm.
Can you do that for me?
Yeah. And Leon will ask probably for a refresher on the description of everything with the glasses and all that. But after all that, he'll go, yeah, I'll make it my mission that if everything goes haywire, I'll go directly for her, get her to safety.
You can do it, and you're going to be less distracted by the emotional factors than the rest of us.
Yeah, but I still I still like to fight.
I know, but if anyone needs to barrel their way through a crowd,
I can do that. Let me do that.
I knew I could count on you. Thank you. I hope it doesn't come to that.
Yeah, I hope not either. I hope we can take everything out before that happens. Nice to have a plan B if we need to.
Should always
or C
have
or
a plan
D
B.
Oh, that's such a cute little interaction. So that's going to be a 6 from Milo, a 24 deception from Jack.
No. Oh. Well, just take 3 off of that.
Okay, so 21 from Jack, a 15 from Leon, and a 24 from Ratchet.
Look, what's one little like hanging line on a letter?
Yeah, you know. So for Ratchet, I think this is just so appropriate. With that 24, you can see that there's something strange about the stained glass windows up on the 4th floor. There is kind of like a shadowed quality to them. Do you have dark vision?
I do have dark vision.
Okay, you can make out that there are bars on the windows up on the 4th floor, which is weird, which is very, very weird, because if you need that extra bit of security on windows, they would be on all of the windows, especially because birdfolk live here. You know, elevation's not really a thing. So why is that floor particularly special?
I'll point it out to the rest of the group. 2nd floor looks like they're
4th floor.
Fourth floor looks like they're guarding something up there. Possibly don't want people up there from getting out. At least it's worth making note of.
You can hear the sounds of general merrymaking, people talking in a low din, the sound of moving utensils. This seems pretty normal for a tavern. The activity is on the lower side because it's so early, but it's definitely not empty.
Any of y'all been here before? Does Relo know this?
You have not been here.
No, have I heard about it?
No, there's a lot of different taverns in Alderheart.
So at least it's not super known for being bad.
No. And as you look at it, like just the general vibe of it, it gives a very old and clean kind of vibe. It doesn't seem like, you know, it's run down in the bad part of town or anything like that. This is like a really nice neighborhood.
We too early? Do they serve breakfast?
You see
There's people
Bramble
inside.
sniffs. I smell breakfast. Cooking something.
Everyone roll perception if there's breakfast.
but make sure it's perception, not deception.
There's actually
You can't
lunch in there. I
deceive
lied.
the breakfast.
I lied.
Breakfast is a lie.
Do you head inside?
Let's go get some
Yeah.
breakfast, right?
Sure.
Okay.
See if we can find
Don't
our.
be suspicious.
I hesitate to say friend.
Don't be.
As you begin to head into the Quill and Lantern, you can see that it is very prettily decorated. All throughout, you can get the smell of pine resin and candle wax, the smell of dry old paper and pressed herbs. You see that up along the walls, there's quite a few elaborate paintings directly onto the bark that makes the walls of this hollow. It looks like giant flowers have been painted as well. Like there is significant love put into this place. Like it's really clearly a humble business of some kind. It is quite spacious. They must have been successful to some degree for this, but you can see that there's a number of like picture frames hung up, and there's different pieces of paper that are framed inside of these. You can see that the lantern light in here, it's glowing amber through paper vellum. So there's like paper lanterns on the tables in here. You can see that the tables are kind of like intimate and they're kind of gathered around. This place is meant for like gatherings of people in pockets. It's not meant to be like a big party hall or anything like that. And as you're kind of looking around, you can see that, oh yeah, it looks like there's groups of people. You can see from where you are that there is a large courtyard kind of area, and then there are these overlooking balconies that make up basically the start of the 2nd floor. And as you look further on, you can see towards the back, that there is the counter and where the bartender is. So it's not empty, and it's quite bustling. But it's not loud, despite all of that.
Do we see the guard from the previous night anywhere?
Go ahead and roll perception. 25.
25.
Immediately, no. You get the sense that maybe you might be a little early. Especially the good timing that you made cutting through Alderheart.
Jack is going to tap Ratchet's shoulder and pull them slightly aside.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine that like everyone just starts kind of like wandering a little bit deeper in, kind of looking around, just trying to see what's up.
Once we're deeper inside, if you need the spotlight off of you, just let me know.
Thank you. That may become useful.
Ratchet, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Are you doing anything to hide the distinctive blue marks that are on your face?
I don't think so, because I think he's accounting for the fact that one way or another that is going to attract attention and give away individuals related to this whole group. Normally, he would happily cover them up, but I think in this case, it is going to have a better chance of him like spotting people and be like, that guy's paying attention, that lady's paying attention. Like,
Yeah, in fact, as you begin to kind of step further into the establishment, you can hear off to the side someone says, "Wind touched." And then the person that they're talking to turns and looks, and then it's sort of a cascading event here as different groups of people begin to look over, and there's like a bit of a ripple effect. Tavern goes quiet.
I hear breakfast is pretty good. Is there any servers here? Waiters?
Or is it sit where you want?
You see that there are two birdfolk that are dressed in guard wear that are up at this like table here, and they begin to step closer. And I'll carry forward that 25 perception from Ratchet and that 21 from Jack. You can see that there's a small pin on their clothing, and it is a silver quill, essentially. And as they walk up, one of them says, "You can please sit wherever you like. Hey!" And he gestures over to the table to your left here and kind of gestures them away, and you can see that the two guards that are seated over there step away, clearing it for you.
Much appreciated.
Oh, we didn't know we were going to have esteemed guests.
They've got cards.
Bramble's like, "Don't mind if I do. I'll just sit myself right over here. How's that sound?"
Wonderful.
Reeler will totally, find somewhere where she can put her back to the wall so that, she feels a little bit more secure that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So as Ratchet kind of settles in, you can see that the guards kind of go back to where they were. And as they do, they're still keeping an eye on Ratchet. It's very clear that everyone's attention is drawn towards him. Jack, I see you are moving away from the party. What's the vibe there?
Jack's just sort of strolling around. Mask is on as they focus on just the gossip going around them.
I have a question. Have you applied black dye to your fur again, or is it still
They
like
have
silver?
not.
Okay, so
So you see someone with just a charcoal gray business suit on, and a porcelain mask blocking the fur, but not the golden yellow eyes peering out underneath. So I assume somewhat intimidating.
yeah. As you are moving through here, go ahead and roll intimidation for me. 13.
Man, if that had been with advantage, ooh, baby.
You can see that this table here, there's a number of what appears to be Strigg acolytes, these owl folk, and they have a number of books strewn over the table here. They look like they're some students of some kind. And they're having a hushed conversation, and they look up at you and they fall quiet, and they're looking between you and Ratchet's table off to the side, obviously like trying to see if like you are associated, maybe you're not, but they're kind of wide-eyed and wondrous. And with that 21 perception, I'll say that you also see that they have these pins on.
I know it'll be a pain, Stella. Could you do me a little favor, or a big favor?
What's up?
Could you click the tokens and just put any kind of marker on ones we've seen the pins on?
Sure, that's not a pain at all. I'll mark them with this little yellow circle, the ones that you see the pins are on. Fuck. But essentially, you'll see that they're on anyone that looks like a guard, for sure. They're all like kind of in the same spot. And I will say that like they'll get revealed like as you get closer to people and if you're actively looking for them. So that's just what you can see right now is what I'll say.
Okay, thank you.
How are you feeling? What are you thinking as you kind of clock this?
Right now, Jack is essentially casing the joint, trying to see what groups seem together, what groups seem like people who just entered a tavern. Essentially trying to build like the cliques in a cafeteria.
Mm-hmm. You can see like as you're moving there that someone is approaching rather quickly. And they look at you as they're passing by, but they don't stop for very long. They head over towards the table over there with the rest of your party. They do not appear to be wearing a pin, at least not overtly. This particular person is a stocky Strigg. They are on the larger side here, probably closer to like 6 feet tall. And you can see that they have white and brown plumage, just like this kind of harvest brown feathering around like a big white collar, and most of their face is white. You can see that there are gray feathers at his temples that kind of clock him as like an older Strigg, and his beak is weathered, and you can see that there's some cracks in it as he's passing by. He's got this like big old thick leather apron. Definitely looks like a barkeep, maybe? Is there anything that you want to do when he passes you by? Otherwise, he's going to talk to the table. Jack?
Sorry, I thought you were focused on the other group. Jack's just gonna keep moving deeper in.
Okay. So this person, this stocky bartender-looking person comes up to the table, and he puts his feathers on the edge of the table here, looks over the group of you. Welcome to the Quill and Lantern. You must be Ratchet. He just looks straight at Ratchet, not really addressing anybody else.
Nice group of people.
Yeah.
You're the one I care about.
You were expecting us. Good.
Yes, Brother Arthur mentioned that you were coming. I'm surprised. I see you brought friends.
Good to have friends, is it not?
Yes, I would say so. As long as they don't bring trouble, they are welcome here.
Trouble goes where it pleases.
That is so funny coming from Ratchet because that's 100% something that Jack would say. And just hearing that come out of Ratchet's mouth is hilarious to me.
I'm a bad influence.
Trouble goes where it pleases.
I'm also the trouble.
Yeah, Trouble's going that way.
I was gonna say, for the record, Trouble is currently going where she pleases.
Yeah, she's on the other side of the tavern. He says, a friend of Wintouched is a friend to us. My name is Oswin. Can I
Oswald.
start you with any drinks or perhaps something to eat?
What kinds of juices do you have?
Great many, actually. And he begins to list them off. There's a number of different fruit juices. There's vegetable juices. There's like nut milk, like almond milk and stuff like that. There's a great array. And he's also got like ale and beer and anything that you want. It's a pretty standard array. There's also wine. The way that he actually insight check. And anybody at the table can insight check if they want.
I have that.
9.
9.
Yeah.
4. Come on, Relo. You got this. 9. Okay. I think what this translates to
Plus
is
4 too.
Yeah, that's crazy. Single digits over here. Here, we're gonna roll for the two buddies at 18, 15. Okay.
I'm gonna start rolling my normal dice.
Yeah. Feel
I
free.
don't know if you saw my test roll was double ones. Snake eyes.
No. Hey, you got out of the way. That's the good thing. Yeah, feel free to roll physical dice if you want. I definitely don't mind. I love the clicky clacks. But essentially, I think what this translates to is this building is just so weird. Knowing what you do, I think you're kind of like second guessing yourself, maybe even just on edge, just waiting for like the other shoe to drop. And so it's really hard to get a read on Oswin. The menu that he's essentially reading off to you, it's clear that this is a well-established place and that they are able to satisfy some great means of comfort and availability of stock. So he's like, whatever is your heart's desire, it's on the house.
Fully recognizing that there is a chance that Ratchet asks for something and he leaves immediately, Ratchet is going to turn to the rest of the table and be like, what would you all like?
Ramble's like, can I get an ale? Jester kind of like throws like a fork over at him. Buddy, we're
In the
working.
morning.
That's what I'm saying. And then Jester kind of looks incredulously over at Relo. This one is Jester over here next to Relo. So he like turns to you. He's like, that's what I'm saying. Perhaps some apple juice.
Some porridge and some tea. And some with honey. Honey too, please.
Right, I can get all of those. How about you? And looks at Leon.
You can see Leon there just fiddling with the cards. And he's like, yeah, you know what? Let's try do you have waffles?
Yes, we can certainly get that for you. You
Going everywhere asking for waffles.
You get the sense here, like, oh, maybe that's not on the menu, but it's really clear that he's gonna make that happen for you.
I guess he's asking questions of like what's on the menu because he doesn't. I guess maybe he didn't quite hear exactly what was on the menu.
He
So I
was
guess he
playing
was just
with the cards.
questioning. He's playing
Yeah.
cards.
Yeah. So he's like,
Um,
Osmond's like, yeah, yes, I can get that for you.
And I heard the fruit juices. Is pear one of them?
We've got pear juice, yes.
And that'll do for me.
And you. And he looks again at Ratchet.
Pear as well, and oatmeal if you would.
Right away. And he begins to step off very quickly in this direction here. And as soon as he begins to leave, Bramble and Jester kind of lean in and they begin to like whisper to each other. Leon, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Oh boy.
It's going to be a sound-based one.
Oh, okay. Well, he can probably hear that. Perception. No, he can't.
Okay, that's a 9. They are going to speak in Mopok, which you can understand. I will say that you catch like some words. They're speaking so low that you can't hear everything. For Relo, you don't understand what they're saying, and Ratchet, you definitely don't catch any of it at all.
Not a bit.
Yeah, so they're whispering to each other and something about suspicious. Keep an eye. That's what you hear, Leon.
This is coming from behind me?
It's coming from the 2 Mopoks that are at the table with you.
He'll keep the information, I guess, and then just continue what he's doing.
Okay. We'll move back over to Jack over here.
Yeah.
As you continue to move further into the tavern, what are you doing?
Still just scoping out, listening.
Okay. Perception? A 15. Okay, I'm gonna
The
say
taunt.
you see another badge or pin over here, another pin over here. You don't see one very visibly on this servant priest that's kind of helping themselves to breakfast on this side. You get the sense that most of the people in here might be associated with this cult. There's definitely a few people that are not, kind of in between. But definitely anybody who's dressed like a guard. This guy here, this guy here, this guy here. There's quite a few of these guards.
I'm suddenly struck with the idea of like, you walk into the mob's Italian restaurant, everybody wearing a 3-piece suit. Odds are.
I mean, you go to a cultist hangout, you might see a cultist or two. I don't know.
Don't you
Who
know
would've
you
thought?
never start a fight with the bartender? Everyone stands up.
So what do you want to do here? You're kind of entering like a bit of like a chokehold area up here, and you can sense that like you're gonna have to keep moving. If you stand still too long, you're gonna catch everyone's attention here. They're already like glancing in your direction, but they're kind of like keening their necks in the direction of Ratchet, and they're all talking about Ratchet. The wind touched us over there. I heard they're coming.
Jack is going to head towards the big bubble area.
Okay. Like the back?
This is a huge tavern, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, I like the map because of the vibes.
It is so cute.
It is.
Also,
really
just
cute.
notice something that I will tell you privately later.
Okay. Yeah, you can see that the bartender has returned to the bar here and is collecting a bunch of drinks and food on a plate. And as like you come up, they're passing by you, and you see that someone comes around and is like helping them bring food and drinks. And they both begin to head towards the table. What else do you want to do, Jack?
As I'm walking around, have I seen where entrances to other areas are?
Yeah, you can see that the stairs to go up, so there's a ramp over, hold on, I gotta make sure you can see on the stream. There's a ramp up to the second level here. And then you can see up on the second floor, there's additional ramps that kind of wrap around and they go to the third level and then up to the fourth level. As you're kind of looking up, you only see the second level clearly from this vantage point.
I can see the people sitting down along the second level bar, right?
Yeah, because they're up like against basically like it's like the equivalent of bar seating, right? Or like individual seating. So they're facing out towards the
It's like a little balcony.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's people eating up there. So you can definitely see them, especially the ones that are up close to the edge.
And do they look like regular clientele?
Perception check. This one definitely has a badge. 6. I'm gonna say that it's a bit difficult to tell because I imagine like you can see they're like hunched over and eating food. So they're not like straightened. You can't see what they're wearing. But they are people.
Jack is going to try to head towards this upper left ramp.
Okay. Yeah. All right. We'll check in with the group down here. So it's about this time that you see the bartender Oswin has returned with in tow. Another person has brought food more than what you actually ordered. So they have brought everything you asked for and more. So they begin to put down essentially what are like roasted grubs, a number of different roots and potatoes and breakfast dishes and fresh bread. And they begin to lay out a small feast out in front of you. You see Bramble.
Rilo's eyes will go like bigger and bigger and bigger, like.
And this is like good quality food. You can tell that it's fresh, especially you, Rilo, as someone who cooks and bakes. You can see that, oh, this is all delectable. It smells mouth-watering.
This is so kind and so yummy.
Please.
How do we
help
deserve
yourself.
this kindness?
The attendant, so not Oswin, looks at you, and you can see that this individual, they are a raptor. They look like basically like a seagull kind of person. They're not a raptor. I think, no, they fall under the raptor umbrella of birdfolk. Oh, that's correct. This person looks to you as you say that, Rilo, and they say, It is because you are in the presence and company of a wind touched. Do you know how exceedingly rare that is? And they're like gesturing over to Ratchet, and then Oswin just kind of like smacks the guy's stomach. He's like, oh, sorry. And he looks a bit embarrassed. Oswin says, I apologize for the gawking.
We appreciate the kindness. We do. We very much do.
Greatly. Oswin, was it?
Yes.
You mentioned that Arthur said that we were coming. Do you know when he'll be around?
He begins to look around and he says, very shortly. I know that he was in conversation with Vesper, our leader. They might also be coming as well. I will let them know that you have arrived, but I wanted to make sure that you were attended to first.
We appreciate it.
Is there anything else? Please let me know. Yes?
You provided us with more than enough.
Thank you for being here. And then he's like dragging this guy away.
I think as we're like divvying out the food and the drink to everyone at the table, Ratchet under his breath will start like grumbling about like everyone always making a big deal, and it's really not all that. Like, wish that I could just go like 3 days without this kind of nonsense in my life.
Relo, you were sitting right next to Ratchet, so you hear all of this.
And she's like, yeah, but look at the food. This is some good food. I mean, at least take the good food, okay?
Oh, I'm not gonna eat it.
Yes, absolutely eat. You can still grumble and eat. Need their strength.
I feel like Leon's very familiar with Ratchet's ability to both grumble and eat.
It makes me think of one of the cats I used to know.
Kind of like whenever you take a drink of soda and you have that like sigh afterwards, except it's just a grumble after every bite.
As you begin to tear into the food and drink, it's delicious. It's fresh. It hits all the right spots, and you automatically begin to feel better. There's a lot of butter put into it. Like, there's a lot of love. It tastes in layers. As that's happening, go back to Jack. You've made your way up onto the second floor here. As you kind of make your way up, you notice that the second floor, not only does it have these like balcony seats on the edges, you can see like looking off of the map. Oh my god, I have to sneeze so bad. What the heck?
Don't do it. You're stronger than this.
It's just sitting
You know what that
right
means?
between my nose.
Time for a 5-minute bathroom break.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so sorry. I feel like because I've been sick for like a week, I feel like if I sneeze, my snot is going to get all over my computer. So I'm just we're going to take a break. So we'll be back in about 5 minutes. I'm so sorry, everyone. We'll be right back. And we are back. Thank you so much for your patience. So as you're like on this balcony, you can see that there are people eating, but over to the other side that makes up the rest of the second floor here, you can see that there are a number of what looks like private dining and meeting rooms. Essentially, there are like these like kind of like open window, open door, kind of open floor plan, kind of little alcoves. And you get the sense that, okay, maybe this is like a great place to have like study hall or like gather in small groups for hobbies and stuff. But there are no signs.
Do I see
anywhere.
anyone playing any tabletop games?
No. In fact, most of these meeting rooms are empty.
Jack's going to post up on a bar stool here and overwatch from the balcony.
Ooh, what a great vantage point. Okay, let's see if I can zoom out enough. All right, that's good enough. Okay. Yeah, so like as you kind of post up, you sidle up against the bar side here, and you could see that there's like a significant number of these guards. There's actually like one next to you, not too far away from your side, who's currently tucked into food, and they're eating like some potatoes and a side of some crunchy greens, and they have their attention transfixed onto the table below. They are not even looking at you. They don't even register the movement of you whatsoever. But you can see that. Go ahead and roll me insight or investigation. Okay. 11. You can see that the guards that are kind of seated over here, they are turned in a way where they're trying not to stare at the table, but it's quite
But their
clear.
posture is all aimed towards them.
Yeah, but you also notice with 11 that they are not like aggressive. They're not ready to like jump into action, but they are present. They are aware. They are kind of relaxed where they are seated, but not like, ready and sprung and tightly corded or anything like that. So back at the table, you begin to enjoy this food, and at a certain point, you see a guard come up to the table. They're gonna come right up to Ratchet's side here. You recognize them. This is Arthur. As Arthur comes up, he's dressed like he was before. The guard clothing that he's wearing is a bit on the looser side, and he looks a little out of breath. You can tell that he's hurried his way over here. And he looks at you, and he says, "You came! Ah, praise the Amaranthine. I'm so very pleased that you came here. And you've brought friends. That's
Of
fine.
course. I hear you had a meeting this morning with Vesper. All is well, I hope?
Yes, Vesper is up on the 3rd floor. She is in the middle of some important tasks. You're more than welcome to come join me, and I can escort you up whenever you're ready to have an audience. I was advised that you are enjoying food here. And he like gestures and he kind of puts his hands up. Please help yourselves. Take your time. We are in no rush. I'm just so pleased to see you. Thank you for coming. And, thank you for not killing me last night. For listening.
If no one would object to me bringing my pear juice, I would be happy to head up now.
I'm just imagining like at a murder mystery party or something, everyone has like a glass of wine. You're like, my pear juice.
Ratchet doesn't actually drink any of it. They just keep swirling the glass. It's a prop.
That's so funny. So Bramble and Jester kind of look at the food and they kind of begin to like pocket things that they can put into their pockets that aren't like mushy. So like they grab bread and like a fistful of like berries, and I mean, if you want to head up, we can head up. And they look at Leon and Relo.
I'm good.
Grabbing a last piece of bread with butter. All right.
Arthur looks down at your plate there. Leon says, you barely got a chance to dig into your waffles.
Oh, okay.
Waffles
Hard.
first, then just pour the syrup into your mouth.
That's so funny.
I think we're going now.
I feel like being raised by Mopok is why you're able to do that, but being a wolf, you're the best at it.
Yes.
You've been taught cheek pouch and wolfing down.
Oh
Yes.
my god, that's amazing. Yeah, go ahead and roll me performance at advantage, Leon.
Okay.
Heck yeah.
14.
Okay, 14. You can see that both Bramble and Chester just kind of look at you and they watch you consume all the waffle all at once. You see that Jester kind of claps a little bit. You know the ancient art.
Mm-hmm.
Scoff art.
A little bit of do, yeah. That was tasty.
I think we'll be good friends.
I hope so.
All right. And then Arthur will say, "Well, then, if you like, you can come with me." And he's essentially gonna. I'm just gonna bunch everyone's tokens together. He's gonna basically lead you up to the other side of the tavern up here. So while that's happening, Jack, you can see that they're going towards the other side of the tavern. What do you want to do?
Does it look like they're heading towards the other entrances over there, or the ramps to the third floors?
Yeah, they're definitely going all the way to the back to the ramp, to the second floor, and they're passing that and heading to the ramp onto the third floor.
Did you say there was a ramp to the third floor over here, too?
Yes.
Jack's going to try to just casually head that way.
Okay. Sounds good.
It's just gonna have me all the time, keep me singing. Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
I don't think there's anyone more suspicious looking than Jack right now.
With your mask.
Mask and stark white fur.
I don't have a map for the third floor. You're gonna have to use your imagination here. But
Wowie.
as you begin to pass by these like meeting rooms, let me get perception checks from everyone but Jack.
Okay.
20.
Nice. Dirty 20 for
good?
Ratchet.
Been a good rolling night for me.
You know
I
what?
know.
This is not any better. That was a 2, so that's a 6.
Dang.
What is it with 6s today?
Hey, lucky number, I guess. Ratchet, maybe it's the reason you're able to pick up on this is because it's kind of that thing of like, you get the sense that like someone's looking at you. You got that intuition of like someone's looking at you and you like turn and you happen to catch their eye. You see that on the second floor that there are 2 individuals having a conversation and they recognize you and they go quiet immediately. You see that their feathers, their hand feathers, essentially like the tips of them are kind of stained with ink. And I imagine that this is a quality that both Zani and Esme also have. People who do a lot of like quill work or like administrative work where they write a lot. There's like the equivalent of like ink smudges on their feathers. And especially like over a long period of time, it just kind of becomes a little stain that is really difficult to wash out. You also see that one of the tables of the meeting rooms that you pass by has a letter that has a seal on it that has been opened. And you can see that the sigil has a silver quill on it.
Interesting.
So like you're all kind of moving like in a train a little bit, like as a group. So there is an opportunity here if you want to try to do something or say something to somebody. Or you just continue on.
Reeler's probably
Just,
prattling on like distractedly about everything she sees. Like, I'm gonna be the distraction. She's
Yeah.
just
Leon just following. He doesn't see anything.
Yeah, Arthur is definitely distracted by Relo. You can tell that he's very grateful for Ratchet being here and is trying to be like attentive and just be a polite person and like is literally listening to Relo and it's like, oh yes, I believe that Vesper acquired that about 9 years ago, and just kind of like trying to give you information.
Yeah, and she's jumping from one thing to the next, just, whatever catches her eye.
He can't keep up with you for sure.
I'm Ratchet's gonna sort of rely on the distraction that Relo's providing, and the obvious desire to like ingratiate himself that Arthur has, in hopes that like he may like say something he probably shouldn't. So this place is quite large. I take it you have other satellite locations as well, yeah?
No, actually, the Silver Plume is based specifically out of here. This is, our headquarters, so to speak.
Really? You can afford a place this huge and no desire to expand?
Well, there really isn't any purpose to expansion. That is not the goal. Preservation of information and trying to find individuals like yourself is the mission. So, this was once unaffiliated, but the right people were brought in and we were able to put something together.
Hmm.
The Silver Quill
So
has
you-
Silver Plume has been around for several years now.
So if you don't have other sites, your libraries must be kept here as well.
Oh yes, and as you say that, he gestures to the ramp, and as you head up onto the third floor, instead of more seating, you see that the third floor is shelves upon shelves, countless ledgers that as far as the eye can see. Just as big as the first floor was, the third floor is just as expansive, and you can see that there are a number of tables. It definitely gives like a library vibe. There's like a number of books stacked here and there, and there is a path that leads up towards the fourth floor. But he gestures to the ramp, and you see what appears to be a number of different like books, ledgers, and there's also like what do you call them? Like a drawer of like missives. So basically like it's like a honeycomb thing with like a lot of scrolls pushed into it, essentially. Very organized. Lots of paper. It makes sense where that like dry paper smell came from. It's from up here.
Let Rilu get some more like babbling questions in, and then toss in. It's a considerable collection. Remind me what your collection centers on again?
Yes. And he'll like kind of gesture in a direction and say, these, I believe, are organized by geographical location and years. Essentially sightings and interviews with people like yourself. Anyone that has been wind-touched throughout history. I believe these over here go back as 50 years, and over on that side, they might even be 100 years old. Those accounts tend to be quite sparse and in between. Unreliable sometimes. The quality of transcription and recording history has improved over the years, especially with the founding of our organization.
Hadn't realized there were quite so many of us over the years.
Well, there's a lot of documentation, but there aren't many people. A lot of this is theory. Some of it has nothing to do with wind-touched people, and more of why and how. And perhaps trying to figure out what it's meant to be.
I'm surprised. Most people who put stock in the wind-touched, they tend to just settle it to because the Amaranthine wish it so, and then move on. Very few spend so much effort, and I'm assuming time and money, trying to figure out more than that.
His eyes are kind of shiny as you say that, and he looks at you. Roll me an insight check. And anybody can do this except Jack.
3.
Oh,
No.
God!
What the heck?
Nat 20!
My
Oh
save.
my
Oh,
god.
That was a 24.
Oh.
Ratchet rolled a
Because
natural
Leon
one.
and I
Leon
both had
natural
natural
one.
ones.
That's crazy. Okay.
Which is
Uh,
funny because I've got a -1, so it's actually I rolled a 0.
Well,
um,
it makes sense that the religiously inclined member of the group catches.
yeah, can peer behind the veil of the crazy cultist. Yeah, absolutely. So you get the sense, Relo, like kind of piecing together everything that you're hearing and that you're seeing here, that it makes a lot of sense that yes, absolutely. A lot of people, and probably your base understanding as well of wind touched people, a lot of people just leave it at like, oh, that guy, like definitely like the gods definitely like that guy or something. Like there's something special about them. Yeah, they might have like magical powers or something, you know, maybe they live a life of like different privilege or something like that. But it makes sense that something like this exists because the more you think about it, someone who allegedly has a connection or favor with gods, that means that they're probably the closest thing to godlyhood that is possible among like everyday people. They're like a step in the direction of maybe immortality or maybe access to power, access to influence. And so it makes sense that people would try to build something around that. And this place, once that kind of clicks for you, you realize this place is reeking with desperation. These people are so desperate, especially with how much they sucked up to the group of you.
Mhm.
They might be willing to do anything to try to understand or try to talk to Ratchet. And you get the sense that desperate people might even go to desperate means. It might be a lot harder for your group to leave than it was to come into this place. So like we zoom out of Relo's mind here as Relo's just having like this like mind-blowing like realization of like, oh, these people are not okay and they have a lot of resources and there's a lot of dudes downstairs that have pins on them. And there's also a whole nother floor, 2 floors above you. Sorry, no, a whole nother floor. You're on the 3rd floor.
Yeah, and nobody said, we're free to leave. They just said we're free to come.
Yeah, so what does that look like for Relo, this like realization of all this information?
So that would probably quiet her down. There's no more babbling for a second, and it's just like their eyes get bigger, and then she'll start looking for exits. You'll just see suddenly her looking at the windows and looking at the doors and like, right. Need a backup plan here.
Yeah, so as you're looking around, go ahead and roll me perception at advantage.
Right. It's a 6 and a 4, so that is a 10.
Okay. Even with a 10...
You rolled twice?
Yes, a 6 and a 4.
Okay.
And I have
Okay.
a +4, so...
Even with a 10, you can see that there is a book nearby. I think, like, you're not really looking for books, you're looking for exits, but something catches your eye. You see the name Thimble. And this triggers a memory for you. Your first session that you joined the party, you were at the clinic.
Mm-hmm.
And there were some Gerbine teenagers looking for their sister. And their sister's name was Thimble.
So, is Arthur distracted? Are they even paying any attention to me? I am not the fancy one.
You can see, like, at this point that, like, especially as you've gone quiet, their attention immediately, automatically goes to Ratchet.
Yeah. Then she's slowly and quietly trying to be, don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious. Just slowly move over and take a better look at that book.
Okay? Roll me stealth at advantage. If you're wearing heavy armor, it's going to be normal.
Yeah, no. Luckily, no.
Okay.
Luckily, no. He's wearing light leather armor.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Oh, yeah, that is plus a nothing. That's a 17.
Okay. 17. Very good. You peer closer to this book, and you can see that it is a ledger, and it appears to have a date of very recently, over the last couple of days. It says, Thimble, Gerbine, Alderheart, discovered in the trunk market.
Gerbine?
Yeah, Gerbine is like mouse folk.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like gerbil. Ooh, yeah.
Mhm.
My brain just...
And then above that, you see another line that says, Unconfirmed wind touched, Alderheart, subject in proximity, verification pending, approach with care.
So, I am guessing that Ratchet is on distraction duty right now because there's no way that the others didn't notice what she's doing. Because,
Yeah.
you know...
Yeah,
He
Leon,
got
do you
quiet.
notice? What is Leon doing as all of this is going on?
He's kind of just been following along and looking. I mean, I guess I can try and see, but I don't know if I do end up seeing.
So right now we have Ratchet talking to Arthur, who's the guard. So they're probably up towards the front, and then I kind of imagine Bramble and Jester to be at the very back, and Relo has been in the middle, kind of next to you, being very distracting. And she got quiet, and she is now kind of backing up and looking at a book and just kind of falling out of the train here. What do you think Leon would be doing in this walk? Like, would you stay with Ratchet? Would you move back with Relo? What kind of vibe do you think you have?
I think in this scenario, Leon would probably like give a nod to our new friends, and kind of like do a head nod and point towards Ratchet, like I kind of keep an eye on him. And then I'll probably go where Relo is.
Okay.
If I notice, she'll probably just like put her finger right underneath that last line and just gently tap it, like right here. But she's not saying it. She's just like tapping her.
I suspect there was a point where Ratchet got an answer to a question, and he paused for a second to let Relo become a distraction again. Noticed it was quiet. And was like, well, I guess I'm asking questions now. And it's like, so how many wind touch do you have records in here? What's the furthest back that you have?
Thousands.
How far
like
out from the city have you seen them? And
there are jungles.
You like bragging.
Out there. Yeah, and just like this guy, like it's clear that he doesn't have all of the answers. He's not like a super fanatic or anything like that. But he knows enough to clearly have been in this organization for years. And you don't have to roll or anything. He's just transfixed on you. And he's like, even like pausing to like gesture like over here at this collection. You know, this collection's from a jungle across the water kind of vibes. Yeah, he's distracted. And Leon, as Relo taps that line on the book, unconfirmed wind touched, Alderheart, subject in proximity, verification pending, approach with care. You can kind of piece it together. That's 1,000,000% Ratchet. Ratchet is being documented in this book, but they don't have his name in the book yet.
Okay. Me as a player was going with something different, but okay, that works then.
at first I thought, it was talking about Thimble too, but then I'm like, wait, no, I have one with me.
Oh yeah, no, Relo. Like you are like, oh, like maybe that's about Thimble. You realize, no, that's exactly what this is. This is a list of wind-touched people. Thimble is wind-touched.
Yep.
100%.
It's like first she thought the unconfirmed was towards Thimble, but then she's like, no, that's a no line. That's and then she was like, her fingers still on tapping and looking at Ratchet like, oh. Okay. Yeah. Where were the X's again?
Yeah, you're like looking around. You can see like there's obviously the ramps. You can see that there are stained glass windows. And you can just jump down to the first floor. But I imagine for Relo, that's terrifying. As a grounded Luma, you would probably hate that idea. Meanwhile, as all this is going on, Jack, what are you doing?
How populated is my side?
Not. There's probably like 3 or 4 people.
As Jack is going up the ramp, that little connecting area.
Yeah.
They're going to reach up and subtly adjust the mask, and it's going to glow with an almost radioactive green light for just a flash of a moment.
Ooh.
And I'm going to, real quick, take 3 necrotic damage.
Okay.
I am going to activate Disguise Self at Will for the next hour.
Ooh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
What do you
So-
look like now?
Jack looks almost completely the same, but there are now subtle blue markings reminiscent of a certain bird that we know, just barely peeking out under the mask.
I love it. Okay.
Quick
You
double check. How much temp HP did you give us with your inspiration, by the
9
way?
for everyone.
Okay, because I have a feeling we might need that, yeah.
No.
What? Why?
Everything.
I just have a
there's-
feeling.
There is no war in Bossing Say. No.
There is no cult in Alderheart.
There's no cult in Alderheart. Yeah, okay. You look like a white bird Vulpin who is wind touched now. Amazing.
Is there a guard up here with a quill?
Yeah, right next to you.
All right.
On the
As
second floor.
I am passing him, I'm going to I'm going to greet them. Just a simple hello as the verbal component.
Okay.
And with a quick tap, I will use Prestidigitation. Just a simple gust of wind that breezes past him as I walk by.
Okay. This person is like trying to put food in their mouth, but as this happens, the food falls out of their mouth and they look at you and they stand up, they wipe their mouth, they walk up to you. Excuse me. Hold on a minute, please. Hey.
Just a stop of momentum as one foot goes forward and they tilt their heads slightly, the mask raised at a very small angle. Yes?
I don't think we've met. You are wind touched. Yes? And they begin to move closer and closer.
I don't like to make a show of it.
They are going to roll an investigation check here.
Oh my god. Do we have anything? Do we have any nat 20s that we could get real quick?
I love that, but this is my first roll of the night. And of course, it's a natural 20. Hold on. Let's see. Man,
Oh, what's this?
GG. I'm just so good at this game. I I have a natural 20. Leon has 2 natural 20s.
I never used.
How
Here.
much are
don't
the
like
how much
this.
are the natural 20s again?
No,
Stella?
you're good. So here. Devil's pact, devil's offer.
Ooh.
Leon, if you sacrifice your 2 pocketed natural 20s, I will re-roll my 20 here.
I was like, I want my next
Leon's
20.
like, I could do some sick clothesline, double dunk. I don't know wrestling terms.
Throw someone out a
the
window.
first one was right. The first one was correct. So you're good. You know
The double
what?
dunk, we're gonna invent that one.
We'll invent that one.
Yeah.
We
I
can.
was gonna say all you have to do is become a wrestler and then invent the double dunk.
Yeah, exactly. That's how all names are invented in wrestling. You know what?
And in everything.
Eventually, I know I'm gonna be generous at some point and give everyone nat 20s in the future. So go ahead.
Yes. Okay. Here, I'll re-roll.
Stella rolls a second net
I
20.
know. I mean, it's possible. All right, I'm gonna roll again. A 10. All right.
You want me to do a competing deception check
Nope.
with that?
Nope. Your
Okay.
wait. Prestidigitation. No, your disguise self spell says that they have to do an intelligence investigation check. So they rolled a
DC 15. Okay.
Yeah, they rolled a 10. Okay, so they're like kind of moving up and looking at you closely, and their eyes go wide. You can see that their pupils get blown out. They are starstruck looking at you. They are convinced you are wind touched. Welcome to the Quill and Lantern. You must be new here. I don't think I've ever seen you before.
Yes, I've only arrived recently. All the commotion was unbecoming.
Yes, with the bandit raid recently. I'm glad to see that you are not hurt. A great many people lost great things in the kerfuffle.
Kerfuffle.
Do you need company? Would you like company?
I could use a guide. I was just taking in the atmosphere.
Yes. Is this your first time? And he's just basically like falling into line with you as like the two of you are beginning to make your way towards the 3rd floor. And he's like, you've never been here before, of course. Perhaps I can show you around. I'm a regular here. Go ahead and roll me an insight check. 13. Okay, you get the sense that he's not ready to lay it on thick with the, hey, by the way, bestie, you're in the headquarters of a cult that loves collecting information about wouldn't touch people, right? He's kind of trying to gauge you. He starts asking very carefully, like, questions about you, where you're from, what do you do in the city, stuff like that. But is also kind of balancing it with, like, oh, here is a collection of ancient love poems on the wall here. The owner of this establishment has a great love for collecting things. And it's just like trying to warm you up and also gauge your feeling about all of this. How do you feel about that? What do you do?
Yes, a rather persuasive guard I had met recommended this tavern.
Oh. Was it Arthur?
Arthur... that name doesn't really ring a bell. I remembered they had a pin quite like yours.
Oh, yes. This is the mark of a member of the Silver Plume. You met one of our preservationists?
Is that what it was? They seemed a little lost for words.
Yes. Likely. And you'll see, like, there's, like, a coldness that takes his eyes. And I will say, for the benefit of our party, the two factions that you discovered about from Arthur, the archivists are the ones that are uncomfortable with kidnapping people. The preservationists are the ones that maybe might be open to the idea. And this guy
Might be willing to listen before acting.
Yeah. So Arthur is definitely an archivist. This guy that you're talking to is giving preservationist vibes.
Mhm.
Yes. Please follow me. And while this is going on, we cut back to the party, the rest of the party, and Relo, Leon, you see this book. And what do you want to do with it? You can see that Ratchet and Arthur are starting to stray away.
Is there anything else in there without, making the flop, 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 flop? It's more like, is there anything else like interesting or like what happened to Thimble or anything? No hints?
No, it kind of just leaves it at that. It seems like this is maybe like a ledger of like first contact or like potential people to look into. It's not like a updated registry or anything like that. Yeah. And you see a couple of other lines of like more older entries that I'm not going to make up on the spot, but essentially like they're like one's like a couple years old.
Wait, hold on, Stella. I think there's another entry in that book. Do you mind reading it for us?
And then like some
What's
of them
the
is like
name on it?
John Smith, Badger Man.
Not
I don't
the
know.
John Smith, Badger Lord.
John Smith, the Badger Man.
Yeah. So, like, those are the two most interesting things in there.
And she will probably just like do the so Leon can see that she's looking at the exits, and then she will like follow Ratchet, and so it's like, okay, now we really got to watch out for him, like, because
Leon, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Where is it? It is that. Okay, I'm gonna use my little spinny thing.
I don't
Great.
know what you mean by spinny thing, but I could hear like a.
Do you have like a little game of life roulette?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Nice.
Like,
So the dice moved around a bit. Oh, great! It moved even worse. Okay, so good. Anyway,
Wait,
so
can you like hold it up to the camera and show me how that works?
It's Boggle.
Oh my god,
I got it for my birthday last year.
that's amazing.
Oh, great! It landed right back on the number I originally rolled. So
What did you roll?
well, a 4 minus 1 is 3.
Okay. That is sick. That is so cool. I want one of those.
I know.
Yeah, we love rolling threes.
I love a thing that just like. That's so cool.
I know.
Stella would
I
just
saw
be
it,
like,
and I'm like, I
tapping
gotta
it
have
in
it.
the background as a fidget tool.
I have like a number of like when I'm in meetings and stuff, I like to fidget with stuff, right? Like I have like a little fidget toy and like poppers and stuff. The quieter they are, the better, because sometimes it's just like clack, clack, clack. So I'm gonna be like Buddha, 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 Buddha in meetings. It's gonna be so funny. Okay. With a 3, 4, whatever, you don't see
3.
shit. 3.
Yeah.
No, you don't see anything. Reload, do you want to like take this book or leave it, continue on? What's the vibe for Relo? Vivi?
sorry, I completely spaced.
You were totally fine. Did you want to take the book?
No, I don't want to take the book.
Okay.
I don't want to do anything to like make it seem like we saw this, but now we're prepared. So,
Okay.
you know, she wants to make sure that there's like not like extra people come in and there's always a way out. She's not, yeah, she's scared, but she can also glide. So, you know, she's not.
Ooh. You're looking around. Roll me a perception check at advantage.
In her mind, she's like, we might have to run.
poker chips. Yeah, poker chips are
Not
not.
20 and a 2.
Oh, amazing. Okay. You are looking around for exits. Instead, you see on the other side is Jack. And you see that Jack is talking to a guard. And because it's a natural 20, you can see that there are wind-touched marks, like barely perceptible beneath Jack's mask.
I'm gonna lean over and whisper that in Leon's ear. Like, is Jack here with marks on her face?
Yeah, Leon, you see the marks on her face too.
They probably stand out pretty easily on the white fur.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Does Leon know about the disguise stuff on before this, or
You've seen Jack use it multiple times.
Okay.
When we raided the bandit camp, they used it to disguise as the captain.
I thought so. I didn't want to just above table say this. I just wanted to be sure.
Oh yeah,
Or,
like
you know,
if you
on the
mean
table.
like lore on wind touched in general, that's something that everybody kind of just basically knows. But
what I mean is like Leon's under the impression that Jack is transformed into a wind touch. So they're using this as a disguise.
yeah.
I wasn't sure if Leon himself knew that Jack could disguise. That was my thing.
Okay.
I couldn't
I
remember.
think
that.
Leon was also one of the only people who watched the performance Jack put on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes.
So you saw
definitely
them
know.
rapidly change.
All right.
forms.
So then I will clue in Relo with the information of like Jack does this. This is what Jack does. This is an illusion basically.
Mm-hmm.
Just shout out, "It's fake!
No.
You're a phony!"
You're a phony.
It would cause chaos. Ratchet would be like, "I hate this, but I love this."
I love that you finished that sentence with like it's an illusion, because if you left it at like it's Jack, it's just what Jack does, that was just so vague and that could just mean literally anything. But yeah. So the two of you see Jack, and the way that it's kind of formed is like it goes around and it's eventually going to come together. So eventually, like Leon, Relo, Ratchet, Bramble, and Jester and Arthur, wow, what a mouthful, are on one side, just kind of coming around, and then eventually Jack and this other guard are going to meet in the middle. So I think everyone's kind of aware of that, except maybe Ratchet, who's busy talking. Definitely talking a lot more than he's usually comfortable to.
You can see like sweat starting to form. His eyes are just darting left and right. Like, someone else, please talk.
I think Relo is like really just carefully just like producing some good berries and shoving some in Leon's pockets.
Ooh.
Tell me that your D&D party is nervous about an upcoming combat without telling me that they're nervous about a combat.
The equivalent of walking into a room and finding health potions and ammo just sitting on the ground.
Is there anything that y'all want to do before we just mash everybody back together?
I think that now he has like 5 craisins in his pocket, and I got 5 craisins that you know we can take.
I'm
Have some good
going
berries
to-
just in case.
to do something real quick.
Okay.
With a casual adjustment of the mask, Ratchet is going to feel a presence, an almost teasing force in their mind, asking for entrance.
Oh, this is new. Okay, yeah. Hold on, I need to change.
Knock, knock, knock.
I gotta change
Is
music.
Is it like in Jack's voice?
Well, that depends. Are you letting it in? You just get a familiar impression of just like a trickster.
I feel like it's the equivalent of like if your mind had a door, someone is suddenly knocking on it.
I don't I don't know anyone who can do that, and that's spooky, and there's cultists, and I'm gonna say no.
That's so
That's
valid.
understandable.
Yeah.
All right, DC 13.
Okay.
This is wisdom.
Yes.
Of 14.
All right.
Get out of my
You,
head, you wily fox.
The knocking stops, and it's just a little of energy.
I think it's about then that the two groups kind of come closer together. You can see Arthur looks over towards Jack and this other guard and looks very confused and curious. His eyes go wide. He recognizes Jack because you were white when... No.
Arthur left before, because Jack was hidden in the back.
Oh, yeah, you were having a mental breakdown in the back. That's true. Okay, so Arthur doesn't recognize Jack, and like his eyes go wide because like he's not close enough to really scrutinize your disguise. He notices the wind-touched marks immediately, right? And just as like the two groups come together, Ratchet, you see Arthur is looking over there. You look over, you see Jack. Jack has wind-touched marks. And at that exact moment, you all hear footsteps coming down from the ramp of the 4th floor. You see what appears to be a middle-aged Mopok woman in pale silver robes. She has a silver feather pin on her collar, and she looks to have these like kind of gray lightning bolt markings near her eyes, and there is something about her that just reads as sharp and cunning, and she has these dangerously green eyes as she's coming down. She holds up her arms and she's looking at Ratchet first, and she says, "You found us. The wind chose you. Most people spend their entire lives without being chosen by anything." And then her eyes slide over to Jack.
Jack will lower the mask more to cover the markings and let the guard do the talking.
"And who is this?" The guard kind of looks over at Arthur, Ratchet, all of the others, and then looks to who you presume to be Vesper and says, "My lady, this is another wind touched." "Is that so? My, the Amaranthine are smiling upon us today." And she kind of leans in, and as she does, she gives this great big grin, and you can see that her teeth are sharp and plenty. And that is where we're going to end the session for today.
We're gonna need those good berries.
Ah.
And the muffins.
It's gonna be fine. Nothing bad ever happened.
All right, now for part 2 of the session, another 4 hours.
Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. I really appreciate it. I hope that I was able to help build some great suspense here. I figured it would probably be very uncomfortable and very convoluted heading into a cultist headquarters. But we're going to go around now, and we're going to reintroduce everyone at the table. Please tell me who you are, where we can find you, and what your favorite part of the session was. And we'll start with Zombie.
Hello, I am Jacob. I'm Zombie. I am Z. Today I played Leon Breeze, professional wrestler extraordinaire. Favorite part? Jeez. It's gotta be the one. I think the not the only. I guess you technically did 2 rolls, but the very first roll of the session and still gets a nat 20. as most of us are struggling to get anywhere near a teen number, just boom, still with a 20.
Stella was
That's
charging
wild.
the entire time.
Yeah, that was wild.
Oh my gosh, that was great.
And like
And I
the
lost.
only roll that actually matters.
I'm gonna peer through your illusion spell. Haha, a natural 20. Haha, I have foiled your plans. Immediately.
Hey, wait a minute. Who are
I
you?
have the eyes of the Amaranthine. I shall not fall for false divinity.
You false fox. Speaking of false
Falsies.
foxes, V, why don't you tell everyone all about you?
I'm Vertigo or V, a variety streamer in better times. And as for my favorite part was attached to what Zombie just said, except it was that Zombie made a heroic sacrifice for me.
Definitely not a strategic move on my
welcome.
part to remove 2 natural 20s before heading into a boss fight. I don't know.
Yeah.
What? Boss fight?
Huh? What?
I was just born to play utility tricksters.
As long as it doesn't have a second or third phase and there's Latin church music playing, then we're screwed.
Oh yeah. Okay. Making a mental note. Downloading
Gregorian choir.
chants.
Oh no.
Yes, inhabit.
Yeah. Famous homos. Yeah.
You
Absolutely.
will die.
Next up, we have B Street Holmes.
Hi guys, I am Beastard Holmes or Matthew, and you can find me either on Twitter or through Stella's Discord. And I think my favorite part, I really enjoyed at the very beginning of tonight's session when we were all headed to bed and getting to see Jacob have sort of a moment of self-reflection for Leon, because I have known Jacob for like at least a decade now, and we've done gaming for years, and I have very much enjoyed getting to see him get more into like the character and digging into like what does it mean to be this person, and so it was great to get to see that little moment, because it reminds me of all the growth that you've had and how much you've extended as a player. So that made me very happy.
Appreciate it.
I am so glad that you said that, because I also felt that. Like, I was just kind of sitting back and just watching Zombie have a solo scene, just monologuing with the mask, and I was like, what a more perfect time is there to do this after Jack's whole reveal and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very, very good role play, Zombie. Hats off to you.
Now he got to clip himself being awesome. That's going to be awkward, and I love it.
What a wonderful problem to have when you do such a great job.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much. We'll pop on over to Vivacia.
Hey, I'm Vivia Vivacia, and I was Relo Heathertoes, the pigeon cleric that loves baking and that is afraid of heights. My favorite part, I think, was the descriptions of all the foods in the inn, because I had to go eat more. I had to go get myself a cookie, so that worked very well. So that was my favorite part. The not only just like one or two, but all the senses with smells and the looks and the noises and everything. Yeah, I think that was my favorite part.
Aw, thank you. I started talking about this a little bit before the stream to my players here. I have traditionally done all of my DM prep just in Notepad, in just like bullet points and just like paragraphs and like little stuff like that. But I recently started to like try to get more love out of the process instead of just doing work, like kind of scrapbooking vibes and like making a pretty document and stuff. And I'm so glad you say that, Vivi, because one thing that I've decided to do whenever I introduce a new location is I actually make a chart And it's broken down. I have it right in front of me. Smell, sound, light, the bar, the tables, the walls. And like I have like different like touchstones for each and every one of them. So like if you ask me like, oh, what does it smell like? I already have that prepared. And then if no one asks, I can just kind of drop it in there. So yay!
It's one of my favorite parts when GMs include like the smell or the background noise or the color of the light, stuff like that. For me that because I can't visualize in my brain, I'm one of the ones who has the black thing. I don't have the video. So, that puts me more in the moment and I love it. And if you talk about food and I go and get a cookie, then that was good.
Yay, I did the thing. Thank you so much. Please follow all these lovely people. The links are there in chat. We will be back in 2 weeks. So it's going to be on the 26th of May at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you so much for being here. Hope you have a great night. Bye, everybody.